Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're going to be taking a look at more Transformers Rise of the Beast figures. Now, for most of the images that came out, it's stuff that we already knew about, like the Power Plus, the Battle Trap that was turned from Ironhide, and then the Starscream that was turned from Blitzwing, and then also those Speed Power Boost packs, with the Optimus Prime, the Bumblebee, and the Barricade. But most of those figures we've seen before, so this is just kind of an update to figures that we haven't necessarily seen or just haven't had a good look at. So we're going to start off with this Bumblebee toy. It is part of the Power Plus line, I believe, or maybe it's the Nitro. But either way, it is an older toy that's just being repacked for the Autobot Alliance line in Transformers Rise of the Beast. So if you missed out or want that little core piece, or like the Volkswagen Bumblebee, here you go. And also, I think this is the first Bumblebee movie toy to be re-released for Rise of the Beast that's actually reusing the Volkswagen version of Bumblebee. So if you're into that, there you go. Anyways, moving on, we also have the Flex Changers Cheetor. So these figures, you'll be able to transform with these little bands that attaches everything, and they just kind of flip inside out. So it's an interesting concept, but this does not look good. First of all, the body looks way too lumpy. I don't like the colors. I would normally like this pale blue, but it doesn't really sit well with the yellow, especially for Cheetor, which is more of like a cheesy yellow this time around. I do like the black spots. I think that's fine, but the tail looks hideous. It looks more like a bobcat. And then the head looks pretty good. I like the painted eyes, but otherwise, yeah, there's just not really much for me to say here. And then we take a look at the robot mode, and the robot mode for the most part looks fine, and it's kind of going with that mainline Cheetor look, where the design seems more incorporated from the original design of Cheetor rather than what he's going to look like in the actual movie itself, which I don't necessarily mind. It is kind of a weird thing, but whatever. And I'll say my biggest problem with this is the cheetah legs on the robot legs. It looks more like an Insecticon, but otherwise this is just a thing that's out there. It looked good in the package. It actually looked kind of adorable, but now looking at this, I don't think I really care too much. We also have this Arcee figure. And much like the Wheeljack, this is coming with a re-release of one of the Weaponizers, so if you want the single pack, you could go ahead and get that, or if you want one with an Arcee, this is totally fine. Now, for the bike mode, I think it's a lot better than the one with the power suit armor that plugs on, the cat that plugs over her head and flips around to turn armor. I think that the bike paint looks pretty good. I kind of like this deep red with the blue and the white. I don't like all the light gray, but again, I think it's better. And then the Cheetor figure is just the same thing that we've seen before. And then we take a look at the robot mode, and a lot of people seem to like this more than the core class, which I kind of get. I think that the body design looks fine. It could be painted better, but as far as its shape, it looks, okay. And then the wheels are sticking on the back, which is actually accurate, but she just looks like she has so much kibble sticking out behind her that it seems too distracting. I won't argue whether or not this is better than the core class, but I don't know. I kind of like the look of the core class a little bit more. I think the colors blend a little bit better there, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, if you're into Arcee, there you go. And then there's a Weaponizer Optimus Primal, which a lot of people laugh at and think that this looks like the movie Ironhide with the cannons on the arm, which is pretty cool. And also it's standing kind of weird, but of course you could change the position of that. I think that the design, the details, and the color of the eyes actually look pretty good, so I'm pretty fond of this. And then we take a look at the gun mode from the back of the packaging, and it looks like some sort of Gatling or machine gun. And yeah, that looks fine. I like these Weaponizers. I wouldn't mind getting some of them. So yeah, Optimus Primal, I guess I'll just have to go ahead and find and pick up. And then there's also this Changer Scourge. This is one of the more kiddie toys that is like a big bulky thing that they're not going to break and they can mess around with and, change whenever they feel like, because, it's just something very basic. But for Scourge, the funny thing about this is it's actually reusing parts from I think it's the Age of Extinction or the Last Night Optimus Prime Titan Changer, because you can see that the waist is actually the same piece. It has those little kilt things sticking out. So yeah, it's reusing parts from Optimus Prime, which of course is going to continue that theory going around on Twitter. I'm not even going to say that theory, but yeah, a lot of people are excited for that, which may or not be real. So but yeah, the colors seem to be fine. It kind of reminds me of the Age of Extinction Grimlock, if anyone remembers that. And then also I wanted to point out that this is the Deluxe Class Mirage. Someone has it in hand and showed an image of it, and I think in hand it looks a lot better, especially considering the fact that the wheels, they decide to point backwards, and when it was pointed up it looked too much like Barricade, but backwards, that actually seems to suit. So yeah, I don't necessarily mind this. I'm still more interested in getting the Studio Series one, but mainly because most of my collection for Rise of the Beast so far and the mainline movie line that I'm mostly excited for is Studio Series. So I think I'm going to get that, but yeah, Mirage, interesting. So with that out of the way, those are some of the updates to the Rise of the Beast toy line. Please comment below, let me know. Please comment, like, what am I saying? Like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun dudes. And I'll see you guys next time.
Allspark TV, now that's just prime.